Welcome to Cassette Beasts, a game developed by Bytten Studio where you take the role of a lost young adult as you find yourself in this strange new world and make the decision to fight God or die trying. Hi, I'm Lunar, and today I'm looking for a challenge. That's why I'm going to be Cassette Beasts only using the starters. But first, let's go over the rules. Number 1, each party member is only allowed to use the beast they started the game with or its remastered version. Number 2, I get to choose which beast I start the game with, but I cannot change it afterwards. Number 3, I can still catch other beasts, mainly to get the required transportation abilities, but I must send all beasts to the box after capture. And lastly, subscribe. If you want to subscribe for me, how about this cute animal?
Oh, welcome to the Alien Dungeon. You're gonna be here for a long time.
That's enough for now. Let's get to the challenge. We begin this game in the void, as I seem to have clipped into the back rooms and find myself falling on a beach. I awake several hours later with a mild concussion and make my way to a nearby town, where I meet Smash. We get jumped by this little crap, so she gives me a cassette player and this sick tape to listen to. Man, this music rocks. And together we make up some crab cakes. She introduces herself as Kaylee, and then I die. I awoke in the doctor's office where I get some lore, basically telling me I'm stuck in this world with no way out, so my goal is to find a way out. I follow Kaylee around for a bit, learning the ropes of this new world and catching a beast, gaining the ability to glide, and then I sent it right to my storage. We then come across this weird subway station, so I do what any rational person would do. Go into the abandoned tunnel, where I come face to face with Morganite. And this is actually the tutorial Archangel fight, where she's already on death's doorstep, so I don't really have to worry that much. But something does happen. With the power of friendship, Kaylee and I fuse to become singing sheep. But yeah, in reality, you can't lose this fight, since most of her moves just miss. So I managed to take her down with ease. She then enters through my butt and sings me a song, meaning I now have to take down archangels around the map to hear more of her song. Great! Kaylee and I return to the town for some drinks and run into the sky scaring off some vampires, who ask me for help raiding their workplace. So I meet up with them and enter through the roof. Are these just real estate agents? I start off with just normal smack, allowing me to get enough AP to use battering ram. Then I had to heal Eugene, as I used smack to take down the first landkeeper, followed by a bite to take down the second one. I then took some time to level up my banshee and remastered him into a Woltergeist, which I do have reasons, but I'll have to explain them later. I explore the land a bit more, finding another woman who invites me to her house, but all she wants is a record, so I ask around town until the ranger leader tells me that all music related objects are in the mall, and it's very dangerous to go in, so she gives me the key to keep it safe. You know I'm just gonna use this, right? But first, I found this weird looking rock formation and grab a nearby rock to finish the pattern, revealing another subway station, so I head in and discover another archangel. Puppet Talks. This guy's gimmick is that he'll swap places each turn, so I target the enemy in the spotlight to make sure that I hit him whenever he switches. He also steals my AP at every turn, so I increase my evasion to try and avoid the AP steal move. I also use Bite for big damage and getting a little bit of healing in, but I have to be careful with his ultimate attack feedback. Wait, that's all? I didn't know you were weak. I did have to use a rewind once to be able to take another feedback, but thanks to dodge and bite, I was never in any real danger of dying, allowing me to take down Puppet Talks with ease, and hearing more of the song.
I am a registered sex offender. I stuck my dick into a blender.
Then this Tumbler Smexy Man showed up and sucked off Puppet Talks. He then emoted on me, then dipped, leaving me to come with the terms that I just fought a god. Oh, and I also remastered Kaylee's Beast into a Decibel, which shot an air wall, a move that creates a wall of wind that blocks all damage. And finally, I leveled up my beast a bit more to get the move Nurse, which heals the target without an item. And that is the reason I chose Woltergeist. I also caught this Bullet Bill wannabe, so I can have the dash ability. Don't worry, I sent him to the boxes. Kaylee told me about a cult that she used to be a part of.
Wait a second.
And that they were talking about summoning something. Might want to check that out. You were alone for 5 minutes, and you summoned Satan? Once again fusing right away to get the bonus strength, I set up an air wall to protect me from his attacks, while I also set up with dodge and sharpen. But Morningstar would set up a move called Temptation, which grew a tree. And I have no idea what would happen if I touched it, since I never did. But Temptation also takes some of his health. So this fight became less of me dealing damage to him, and more of just I needed to survive long enough. I used air wall to protect myself against his ultimate attack, which was Judgment, until his health got low enough, and I was finally able to take him out with a bite. So now I get more song. When suddenly, Tumbler Man showed up and took Morningstar too. Should I be worried about that? I head back to town and grab Meredith, heading over to an abandoned mall where we solve some puzzles, fight some beasts, and fall into the abyss. Just in time for this guy to make his appearance, Nowhere Monarch. I used round 1 to boost my melee attack with Sharpen, and Meredith lowered the Archangel's range attacks with Criticize, but that gets blocked. Now, Nowhere Monarch doesn't really have many strong attacks, he just really summons immortal minions, and whenever his AP is maxed, they do this little kamikaze move. I stick with using Bite to deal some damage and get my health back, or I just use a rewind if necessary. Plus I have Nurse, which makes it very hard for him to kill me. Hard, but not impossible. I took some time to remaster Meredith's Catelli into Cat 5. Then we went back for attempt 2 and took Nowhere Monarch down, allowing me to get more of the song. Tumbler Smexy Man then showed up and took Nowhere Monarch. Where is he taking him? Nowhere. I then returned to the cafe and grabbed Eugene, ready to start taking down more land keepers, but Eugene is kind of weak. So I take some time to remaster Eugene's Beast into Robindam and my Woltergeist into Ramstam, before taking out the Landkeeper's base as well as 2 more. I also caught a dive eel for the swim ability, but as I was heading over to the 5th base I got distracted by some buttons, and I ended up finding another subway station. Oh boy, I wonder what cool or creepy design they have for this one. I mean, the subway station is on an island, and the puzzle has water in it, so maybe it's gonna be some sea dragon? Oh, that would be cool. Why are you cube? I use round 1 to set up with Sharpen and have Eugene use Smack. There's just one small, very small problem. Eugene and I can't fuse, since I never finished his mission, so we end up losing this fight. I go on ahead and grab Kaylee from the cafe and return for attempt 2, fusing right away to make things a little more even. I use Smack and Sped to get my AP up. Once it's maxed, I use Fusion Power, dealing a nice chunk of damage. I also set up Air Wall when Hecahedron has max AP to avoid taking damage from his attack. I keep doing it until I take down the cube, getting more of the song, and the Tumbler Smexy Man comes over to kidnap Hecahedron. I reunite with Eugene and make my way over to the 5th Lanekeeper space, where they are higher level than we are, so we end up losing. So instead, I decided to take on another Archangel to level up a bit. But as I was heading over to grab Kaylee, I ran into the Tumbler Smexy Man. He gave me some lore, then sent me to the Shadow Realm. I just meet up with another Archangel, smash, and got sent back. But no time to worry about that. I gotta go get Kaylee. I buy some beasts, ingest some mysterious foods, die, and finally come across the Archangel Alice. Now, Alice's main gimmick is this move called Eat Me. Not like that, you pervs.
Aw, I can't even show it. What the hell?
Just increases her attack and defense while lowering her evasion, as well as a move called Drink Me, which does the opposite. But much like Hecahedron, my fusion power deals a lot of damage to Alice, and I can use air walls to avoid damage from her ultimate attack, making this yet another pattern fight. So it was quite easy to deal with her, allowing me to get another part of the song, and Tumbler Smexy Man show up to take Alice out on a nice date. After that, I grabbed Eugene again and started exploring for a bit to try and level up, as well as die to these stupid jelly creatures. Eventually, we came across this guy who was sitting in the remains of his apartment, and he asked me for help. Why did I agree to this? After that, this anime-looking, person? Beast? Cat? This cat girl shows up and introduces herself as Kuniko, a creation of Felix, and she needs to fight some shrines or something. I don't really know what's going on here. I don't think he does either. But smash. And I decide to help her out, finding all 4 beasts at each shrine. And she gets mad because you didn't subscribe. So go ahead and do that. Also, check out my Twitch to watch me live with my friends. But Kuniko isn't having it and decides to fight me. Felix and I fuse, and I actually use the status effects to deal damage. Mainly because she's level 44. I'm level 32. But with the status effects Leech and Poison, the fight that should have been an issue is actually a breeze. Hey, at least I got a new part of the song, right? right? What do you mean she doesn't count? I spent a lot more time training, dying again, but also racking my brain on this song. I should be able to find the location by now, but I don't know. Where am I supposed to go? Oh, would you look at that? I head into the mirror realm, die again, and solve some puzzles. I head into the station where Tumbler Smexy Man was waiting for me. He starts yapping about conquest and stuff, but he agrees to leave my world alone if I don't stop him. So I do what any rational person would do. Deal. Wait, sorry, Kaylee says no. We begin fighting, fusing immediately, and using the same stress that I used in the later game. Dodge to boost my evasion, Sonic Boom to deal damage, Nurse to heal, and Air Wall whenever his ultimate attack is coming, as well as our fusion power to deal a ton of damage. Ending this fight in a rather easy way, but he gets on the train anyways, and I hop on as well, where Tumbler Smexy Man fuses with the other Archangels, creating... I don't really know what to call this thing. Once I get their health down low enough, they break my cassette player, and we get a scripted fuse with everyone, ending this with an attack that deals a ton of damage. Look at that number! And as we watch the final cutscene where everyone goes home, we answer that yes, I can beat Cassette Beasts only using starters. If you want to support us and get some awesome perks, then make sure you check out my Ko-fi, link in the description below. And while you're down there, why not check out my other social links? Make sure you leave a like and let me know in the comments below what other games you'd like to see me do a challenge run on. This is Lunar Shadows, signing out. Ugh, my head. Wait, this isn't right. I've already been here.
Boy.
Oh, what the fuck?
Next time on Can I Beat? We ran out of budget for the joke this week because we hired a new editor, Duckling. He did a majority of the visuals and the audio, and I don't want his talent to go unnoticed. So yeah. I did do this though. Only problem is we can't decide which pom bomb is pom bomb or the cooler pom bomb. So just let us know in the comments down below, and I'm gonna go bust a nut.